Guys, it's Kara with the bag holder, and we are getting ready to make some cubed pork sandwiches. Really tasty, and I'll tell you about that in a bit, but I wanted to show you how I've got in a bag here. One of the things we dip our pork in is buttermilk. Well, every time I buy buttermilk, I don't need it, and when I need it, I don't have it. So we use the powdered formula right here. And I have the bag on the bag holder and add the water and the powder, and then I just take it off and mix it. And you can fridge it for a little bit if you want, but I'm not going to. So what I'll do is I'll end up popping this back here, or I am popping the bag back on the holder, and we're going to add our pork on here. And let me get the cubed pork so you can see what I mean. Now here we've got our cubed pork. Now this pork has been marinated. I've already got seasonings on it with a little flour so that it could sit and have a great flavor. But I want to show it to you because you can do this with chicken as well as beef, make cube sandwiches, or it's great for roll-ups. Like I could put spinach and provolone in here and roll it right up like this. So when you're at the meat market, if you want to do a roll-up or a stuffed pork, chicken, or beef, then ask your butcher to put it through the cuber. I don't even know if there's a technical term for that, but it's cubed pork, so that you can roll it up nicely. I mean, great steak pinwheels with garlic and spinach, and again, I love spinach and provolone wrapped in pork, ham and Swiss cheese and chicken, traditional, or you could make your own. But I wanted to show you how it is cubed, where they run it through the machine and it basically cubes it into pieces. Now I'm popping this into the bag holder that already has the buttermilk. Normally I would not have had to have touched that, but I did, so be it. And now we're going to pop it. We're just going to pop this off the holder again, seal it up, and get it nicely coated, just like this, so that I can get some moisture on it. Because what I'm going to do now is the moisture I'm going to use, I'm going to dump the moisture out, the buttermilk out into the sink, but I'm going to leave the pork on here so I can add breadcrumbs and seasonings. Now that we have most of the juice out of the pork, we're going to pop the bag back on the holder so we can add the breadcrumbs so that we can put it in our pan. We're going to basically fry it in a skillet. We don't have a big fry daddy or something like that, so we just do it in a skillet, and rarely do we do it, but we were craving these, so here it goes. Now, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of seasoning salt in here. I'm just going to shake it. You know, I'm not a measurer, but it's about a teaspoon. We're going to add about a teaspoon of pepper. I like the kick that it gives. About a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. This is going to be making it so easy. And then we've got about 2 cups. Now this I will measure because I don't want to do more than I really need to, but I'm about 2 cups. Now these are just some seasoned breadcrumbs. We're going to pour it in here. Excellent. Now, it just like you do shake and bake. Seal it up and shake it. But the thing is I know what's in here because I put it together, and you can see that we are shaking it up. And again, I've minimized the steps. Now, I would not have even had to touch raw meat if I wasn't trying to show you the pieces in it, because you just use a fork to transfer it from its package to the bag, and then you can do, as I'm doing the steps, you just minimize the steps by dumping the juice out or whatever you've dipped it in, and do it all in the same bag. Now, this is good to go. It's shook, and now I'm going to bake it. Pop the bag on the holder, and let's see how we cook it in the skillet. Now we are getting ready to cook our pork in the skillet. Basically, I just put my fork in. If it bubbles up when I do that, it is hot enough to go. I don't need to add water or anything to see if it's going. You want to be careful because when you do put it in, you know that it will splatter a bit. So be real careful as you put your meat in. And there it goes. Oh yeah. Just make sure that the pork is absolutely flat. We'll add this other one as well. And again, I just use a fork to transfer it over. Oh, this is so good. Just like that. There. We are good to go. I've got a little piece that I just cannot just throw away. So we're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes on this side, and then we'll turn it over. It'll start to brown. And the beauty is this bag that has all this gunk in it, I'm going to throw it away. So keep your eye on that, and we'll see you shortly. Now, as you can hear, the pork is cooking, and I'm going to make the sauce that we're going to put on top of our pork sandwiches. We've got some nice wheat buns that we're going to use, and then we are going to Put a little lettuce. I've got mushrooms and onions. My husband, you know, won't eat those, but I'm certainly going to enjoy it. But I'm making the sauce. This is about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. You know that I love Duke's. Put that in there. A little bit more. Then we're going to put a little pepper and stir it. And this is just going to top our sandwiches. Instead of using mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, whatever, we just make this little sauce. Somehow it tastes completely different when it's mixed like this versus putting a layer of mayonnaise and then a layer of mustard. And I like the Dijon because it has a little white wine, which would be so good with this pork dish. And this we will top on the bun when we're done. As everything keeps cooking along, let's see how our pork is doing. We'll see if we can, oh, it's starting to look really good. And I've got mushrooms and onions cooking in the other area. Now, I'm using my plastic tongs. I'm just gonna see how everything is moving along. Make sure it's been about 3 minutes, so it should be about time to turn it. Oh, probably another 2 minutes for that one. Let's see how this one's doing. Oh, that one looks pretty good. So, oh, I love that crispy part. The crispy part is my favorite. Turn this one over. Oh, yeah. There. This one just has a couple minutes just because it's got a thick part right here. So we'll continue to let those cook and check in a minute. You can see that it's finishing up. And I've already pulled one that was finished already. And I'm getting ready to make it sandwich. As well as the mushrooms and onions are almost finished sauteing that will pop on top of this sandwich. So stay tuned. Now, here we go. We have taken our pork off. They're just our cute pork sandwiches that we're making. We've got our sauce, so I'm going to put this on here. Just use a spoon. I put it on both sides. Ends up being about a teaspoon or so, maybe a smidge more. Now let's put our pork chop sandwich on here. This is the one that's been on here longest, so it's gotten some of the grease. Now you want to put your pork on top of a paper towel so you can get out that excess grease. You don't need that in your system. And we're going to go ahead and get some onions that I've been cooking and sauteing. Right here. Oh, these are so, so good. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to pop a little lettuce on here. May add a few mushrooms here. I'm going to eat mushrooms on the side because I actually have a little potato to go with this. But we'll put some lettuce on and then we are good to go for our pork sandwich. Does this look tasty or what? Oh my gosh. Does that look yummy right there? Can you see that? Oh. Let me get a knife and cut it open and I will tell you what it tastes like. Hopefully you can see how easy this is. This is something that you can do at home pretty quickly if you weren't fiddling with the video camera. You can see that? Can you see how yummy that is? Oh boy. That is absolutely divine. I'll definitely take pictures of it. Oh, as I'm like eating some of the Crispies. I love the Crispies. I don't know about you. But I will definitely take a video of it when we get it on Facebook. So we'll see you soon.